Hi, this is session 4 of React course for beginners. In this session, we will understand what is JSX and what it does in React. Okay, let's flip to Visual Studio Code and open up the project which we have created already. And this is the demo React project which we have created in our earlier sessions. Okay, in order to understand JSX better, let's create up a new file under SRC folder. I'm going to name this as jsx.example.js. Okay, let's declare a variable called constant element. I'm going to include a h1 element and provide some header here. Consider this variable declaration. This syntax is not a string and also it is not an HTML. This is called JSX and this is a syntax extension of JavaScript. React React team recommends JSX to describe what the UI should look. So what JSX actually does in React? JSX produces React elements. So, what is elements in React? Well, it is an object that virtually describes the DOM nodes. Here, if you could see, it is a virtual HTML DOM node, and in expression, that is in JSX, we can embed expressions also. Let's consider we have a variable called name. So let's say mark constant element 1 equals, let's say we want to embed the name inside the h1 element, that we can do. So if we wanna use any variable inside the JSX, then we should use it inside the curly braces. So we can use like this. So it says we can embed expressions also in JSX. Here we use name variable inside JSX by wrapping it in curly braces. Also, we can use any valid JavaScript expressions inside the curly braces in JSX. So let's say we we have a constant called name, and let's say this is an JSON object, and let's say first name. First name is last name is R, and let's say we have a function called get full name of user, or we can pass name. And we can call this function inside the JSX. Let's see how we can call it. Let's copy the function name and call here. We should pass the name, but in order to call any function, any JavaScript, any valid JavaScript function, we should call inside the curly braces. Like this we should call. And JSX is an expression too. In the sense, post compilation, JSX expressions become a regular JavaScript object. In the sense, we can use if statements, for loops, etc. inside the JSX. For an example, here if we want to have some if class, then that is even possible. We can also embed user inputs. That is, in the sense, if we want to bind attributes of any elements, that is also possible. Let's see how can we do that. To understand the attribute binding, let's use the input type. So we can provide in the string. So this is attribute binding, and also uh, ID is also an attribute. For this, let's specify, let's consider I want to pass ID as this name. So how can we do that? So with the curly brace, we can pass like this. And when we try to embed objects, we should not use both double quotes and curly braces. We should use anything, any one, that is, we can use a double quotes, or else we can use curly braces to bind the expressions. It is safe in embedding user inputs because by default React DOM escapes any values embedded in JSX before rendering. It ensures that we can never inject anything that is not explicitly written in our application. Everything is converted to a string before rendering. So this prevents from cross-site scripting attacks. We can also create elements with React methods that we will see in our next session along with rendering these elements. That's it in this session. Thanks for watching and have a great day.